Hello, everyone. My name is Julianne Meyer. I am the host of Own Your Wellness, and I'm excited to be here. Oh my goodness. Before we get started, I have to share a little tiny story because I don't know about you, but I've turned into that crazy cat lady in the most wonderful way. My boyfriend and I got our cat one of those cat backpacks. It's clear so you can carry him around. And I went to Starbucks the other day with my cat on my back, and not a single soul even noticed, or like they pretended that they didn't notice. I'm thinking, am I in New York City again? Because I've got a literal cat on my back that you can see, and nobody made a comment. And then I thought to myself, that's because you look crazy, lady. But anyway, I guess the things we do for our pets. He loves to adventure. And speaking of that, he might try and come into the screen at some point today because I have him out loose and about. So just a heads up, if you see little kitty Heine, you understand where he's coming from. His name's Milo. But today's guest, I'm so excited. She's got the most amazing energy and a wonderful soul. Her name is Jaclyn Strominger. Let's bring her on. Welcome to the show. So glad you're here today.
I am so glad to be here, and thank you for having me, Julianne. It really is a pleasure. Really is.
And I thank you for coming in, kind of last minute, because that hurricanes, I mean, we were definitely going to have you on the show for sure. But I appreciate you working your schedule around to accommodate and coming in today. That is so amazing. You are the best. So anyway, enough about that. I've kind of talked about how wonderful you are, but I'd love for you to share a bit about yourself and your own wellness journey.
So I had a kind of a crazy, I would say, wellness journey in a way. So I have always, well, let me just kind of back up. When I was in high school, when I was in my freshman and sophomore year, I was pretty heavy. And I had a really big nose. So I am going to admit I did have rhinoplasty. If you don't know what that is, it's a nose job. But my parents always said to me that they always said, don't worry, you've got a great personality. We'll get your nose fixed. So I was really insecure, like if you can imagine growing up with that. But being a little heavy, I really went on a kick of wellness and started really exercising in the morning, running, dropped the weight. I will say there was a period I was kind of almost a little anorexic, didn't go all the way, but almost. I mean, whatever. That's a whole other story.
Borderline.
Yeah, I was definitely borderline anorexic. But what happened during that time is that I really got into fitness. And when I went to college, I was really I was the girl that was like doing the Jane Fonda videotapes at my sorority early in the morning. And I was trying to get people in, I'd go for runs. So I started this journey that I always liked to be sort of healthier. I was always concerned about what I ate and what I put into my body. And fast forward, graduated college, was living in Manhattan, had this great, amazing, career in publishing. Met my husband. We went from New York City. We were there for 9/11, which is another whole other different story. But got married after 9/11 in New York, but went to move back for me to Massachusetts. And I ended up, we had kids, and I felt like there was something missing. Throughout my career in publishing, anytime I was building a team in that environment, I just felt like there was something missing with the people coming in. And I found myself really gravitating towards coaching these, for lack of a better word, kids, and helping them sort of in a more way of mentoring them and helping them sort of find what their path was and what they really enjoyed. And so I was working in with a company, and they just really didn't know what they were doing. And I was like, I need to do something on my own. And I fell into a direct sales company that was all about healthy foods and spices. I loved the company. Then I could see the writing on the wall 4 years into it that they were going to go out of business. And I felt like I would just found my home though in an industry, because if you haven't looked at network marketing or direct sales, it's literally, personal development wrapped up into a product or in a lot of ways. And it's really empowering. And I felt like I really grew personally in this journey. So fast forward, I actually switched companies, fast forward again, and I'm 54 years old. I'm not afraid to admit it. But when I was 50, right, or in my, around 49, I have long hair. So we were living in Massachusetts at the time. We were looking at moving outside, but my husband was telling me every single day, "You are losing your hair," and I'm like, "No, I'm not. I am not losing my hair." I would not admit that I was going through the pause at all. I mean, I was waking up in sweats. I mean, I wouldn't even admit it to my doctor. I was mortified, like really embarrassed. Yeah, I don't, it really was embarrassing to me. Like, I didn't want to tell anybody. I was just like, oh my God, I'm getting older. I'm like turning 50. I'm going through menopause. Like, so I'm losing my hair, but not wanting to admit it. And I just was like, this is crazy. And my hair has always been my, oh, thank you. My hair has always been my like pride possession, I guess, using my superpower. So I really was, looking at my hair, and I was just thinking something is going on. And I was trying different things. I was trying vitamins. I was trying all this stuff. I was always eating healthy. And in the back of my head, I really did not want to admit really to myself that I was losing my hair. So this is a long-winded way of saying that a year and a half ago, a friend of mine had switched companies and was telling me about this product. And I just said, I didn't even look at it. I mean, I didn't even explore what it did. I just said, you know what? I'll get some because I want to help you. I'm all about helping others. And so I bought this product, and my hair started getting fuller. It was thicker. I stopped picking up all this hair from the drain. I still would not admit that I was losing my hair or that the products were doing anything. I just kept thinking, oh, this is like I'm getting out of the pause. This is what's happening. No. Like, no. Like, it's a long time to get out of that sucker. So July of 2021, I had run out of this product, and I was like, you know what? I really missed it. And I jumped and I decided to buy a kit because it was on sale. And I thought, I've got 2 kids, one's a teenage daughter. I've got a husband. We'll just use the products and get a discount. And I just fell in love with all of it. What I learned was that the products were gluten-free, they're vegan, they are sulfate-free, paraben-free. They last. You buy some shampoo, conditioners, you buy the 3-part system that helps you with your hair, which is what I started with. It lasts for months. So there's no fillers in there because product that lasts usually doesn't have fillers. I just felt like I needed to start telling everybody about this. And I loved building a team and helping other women. And this just was like somebody just said, you are on the right path. You need to do this because again, it kind of checked all the boxes for me. It was something that was healthy. It kind of fit my MO, and I get to help others have hair. And if you are like me and you don't want to admit that you are losing your hair or were losing your hair, I can help you get through it. And you don't have to tell anybody. So that's been a little bit of my journey, I guess you could say, a long-winded way. So I've always been in that healthy mindset. And this, is a great way to help other people get healthy at the top.
Something this is amazing, but something that keeps screaming in my head that you said was about, selling products and it also being personal development all wrapped up into one. And I've never heard it put like that before. And I absolutely love it because it does seem like there's this community and, you know, just like this growth experience for the person. And so I just wanted to acknowledge that because a lot of people, you know, as soon as they see somebody coming and they're like, oh my gosh, you're trying to sell me something. And it's not, well, maybe, yeah, but it's kind of like the whole idea of, if you don't tell anybody you're a doctor when they need one, how are they going to come to you?
Right. Right. Well, you know, the interesting thing for me about this was that I didn't go looking for the personal development part of it. And I didn't realize it was happening until I sort of was sitting back and reflecting and thinking, wow, I have really grown both personally, helping other people, my confidence, and the ability for me to help other people gain confidence or just feel that other people believe in them it's, you know, it's like that MasterCard moment. It's really priceless. It really is. When somebody says to you, and I've had people say this to me, Jaclyn, you're the first person that's believed in me. And that, first of all, it makes you cry because you feel like it's so sad in a lot of ways. But if I can be that for somebody, you know, it's just, it just fills your heart and it just fills your cup. Right. So, and I don't think people go, a lot of people, I don't think go looking for that personal development, but it's amazing, you know, when you get it.
Yeah, exactly. But it's just, you know, there was something to it that I've always noticed and I could never put words to it before. So you put words to it for me. And I just really appreciate that because, you know, I just think about certain people, certain friends, and I'm like, you're different now. You've come out of your shell. You know, these wonderful things. But something that I really want to touch on in particular is, you know, the idea of even just women losing hair, because men, it's kind of expected that could happen, but women, oh my goodness. First of all, like you said, you're going through the pause, which I love that you call it that. And not only is that like a big indication, it's like your body is saying F you, but now it's like now this, like, your hair, which for most women is really important, like really important. It's kind of like a statement. And for that to change too, it's kind of, you know, I mean, unless you have, you know, cancer and and you're losing your hair, then there's an explanation. But just because your hormones are changing and you're doing absolutely everything else perfectly.
Right. So it's crazy. So it's, you know, it's, so I think statistically it's like 4 out of 10 women will suffer from thinning hair during menopause, and 95% of female hair loss is a result of hormone changes. So and it's something that we don't talk about, or at least, like, nobody said to me, when you start going through menopause, you may lose your hair. You hear a lot about it. Actually, you might get hair loss after postpartum, right? So you have a baby, you think about you know, some people will talk about how they have hair loss after a baby. But I never heard anybody, you know, I never heard anybody mentioning it to me about, you know, with menopause. So, so my, one of the things that I found with these products, one in particular, there goes my dog, is that we have a product that's called Square Root. And it is just focused for your roots, and you massage it into your scalp, and it's got this focused nozzle. And the crazy thing about this, it's made with caffeine. It is, and then it has other things that are in it that also are DHT blockers, which is that hormone that causes the hair loss with women. So it's a DHT blocker, and then the caffeine actually helps create growth. And what it does, it also reduces the inflammation at the scalp level. And what we don't realize is and we hear a lot of people talking about inflammation out in other parts of our bodies, but we don't realize what happens on our scalp. So this was like a huge change for me, because when I started using this, I started seeing, I had a receding hairline. So like this was going away. I mean, I was losing hair back here. So the whole thing, and it was getting thinner. And it really made a huge impact on the thickness and the volume of my hair. And it is one of the things that I never knew and I never thought about in particular, is that we need to think about, our scalp and our hair is not just about shampoos and conditioners. So what the company is Theorem. And so what Theorem did is that they created with 10 female scientists, and it's all the stuff is made here in the United States. So these women made products that are a 3-part system that are all about hair health, starting from the roots to your tips. And so it really can change people, whether they're going through the pause postpartum. It can also help people if you, have gone through cancer treatments or other treatments where you have lost your hair. It's been, we've had a lot of people that have used it after their treatments and able to help them get their hair to come back faster, which has been really nice. And then other people who have lost a lot of weight. So weight loss, right, also, causes, I mean, I was talking to a woman the other day, she's lost 100 pounds, which is like, yay, kudos to you. Like that is just awesome. But she said that her hair started to fall out because of the hormone changes that were happening because of all the weight loss. So we have all these things, I think, as women that happen to our hair that impact it. And until I started, sharing this with other people, this was all sort of new to me. Like I didn't even, it wasn't on my radar.
Exactly. No, I just keep on thinking about different things. Like for me, I've always been a shedder my whole life, but I found out that I have a blood disorder. It's not that serious, but one of the things is that it makes your hair fall out. And so because I started noticing way more coming out. I'm like, okay, first of all, my naturally thick horsehair has turned into fine hair. So like all these things. And it was really scary, because nobody talks about it. Nobody ever, because it's like taboo. Women aren't supposed to, lose hair. They're not supposed to, it's not something that we're allowed to talk about. But I just love the idea of there being something that, maybe would help it grow back faster, because once you get that underlying issue resolved, then why not? I mean, I don't know about you, but I would definitely want my hair to be better.
Well, I really wanted my hair to be better. I mean, it was really my superpower. And I kept thinking, why do we as women have to, you hear people say things like, oh, she's got her hair is like, she's losing her hair. You can see the bald spots because she's getting older. But why? Like, let's address that and let's help everybody have great hair. Our hair's our crown. And as you said a little bit earlier, it really is something that makes you feel really good, can make you feel really good, or maybe it doesn't make you feel good. You hear people say all the time, oh my God, I'm having a really great hair day. I've got to go out. Or, I mean, I literally had somebody pick up the phone and say to me, because we were getting together for coffee, she's like, I just want to confirm that we're getting together for coffee because I'm having a good hair day. And this is before I was doing this. I was like, but it resonated with me. And I just kept thinking, if I can help, the more women that I can help get up in the morning and say, you know what, I know I'm going to have a great hair day, or I'm going to feel good. I know that my hair is going to be good, or take away that feeling of the dread that I had, that my hair that was, in the shower drain. That to me that just puts a smile on my face and makes me feel really good. and it's one of those things where I feel like, you want to scream it at the top of the world and you want to tell everybody as much as you can, just give this stuff a try. We have a 60-day money back guarantee. It's kind of risk-free. So, it might take, for me, it took, I was using it. I saw a difference. Yes, at 60 days, but it was really the 90, and then, 180 days later, I was like, wow, this is a crazy difference. And I started having people tell me, like, they were asking me, like, what are you doing? Because it did look so different. I mean, and it looked healthier. But again, if it's almost like, if you can help those people just feel really good, it's just, I don't know, again, that makes me feel good here.
Well, I think you found one of the secrets to happiness, and that's helping others. So, because if you're focusing on others, you're not worried about your piddly little problems. And I'm not saying like you, but I just know for me, whenever I start to get down in my own life, I just start focusing on helping somebody else, and I instantly feel better because all of a sudden I remember it's not the end of the world. It's not that big of a deal, if I can help somebody else. So I love that you're doing that because, yeah, it's not like you can hide it. This is your head. I mean,
it's your
there's
head,
ways and things, but yeah, I can appreciate what you're saying. So I like that so much. So I popped up your website for just a moment, but let's bring it up again. 30 days to great hair. So explain what people can find here, please.
So if you go to 30 Days to Great Hair, there's actually a $10 coupon, and you can fill out a form and you'll get a great hair tips guide as well. And then you can, you'll see a little video of me, and then you can actually see a couple of different, we call them methods. So the original method is a 3-part system, which is what I always recommend everybody start with, which has square root, which starts at your scalp, density, which is a conditioning treatment different from a conditioner. Our hair is porous. If you didn't know, think Swiss cheese. And so density actually helps take your hair from going from Swiss cheese to brie, with like nice and smooth and kind of soft. And then we have something called sugar pie, which actually seals split ends for up to 7 washes. So the original method, we have a blowout method. We have a curling method. And if you go into the store, you can see other shampoos, conditioners as well. But 30 Days to Great Hair, you'll see the couple of different methods. You can also set up a call with me if you're curious about what might be the right thing for you as well. I'm always happy to do that, right? You can call, that's my number. You can text or call me. I'm always happy to take phone calls too, because again, we're here to help.
And that's a sign, because most people don't want to give out their phone number. So it's just so funny to me.
Call me anytime. Except don't. I mean, I'm on the West Coast, but just so don't call me at like, if you're on the East Coast and it's 8:00 in the morning your time, just don't call me yet.
Yeah. I'm on a group text. It's kind of like that. I said, can we please limit anything after 5 a.m. I'm cool with, but at 4:30 in the morning, no.
Yeah. I mean, I do get up pretty early to exercise and all those things. Yeah.
No, I hear you. I definitely hear you. All right. So it is time for us to go to a commercial break. So we're going to be back in just a moment. All right, Jaclyn?
Yep.
All right. For those of you who are watching us live, thank you for being here. You're always appreciated. As I mentioned, it is time for those commercials. So we will be right back after these messages.
Welcome to E360 TV, the live streaming and on-demand destination for influential voices and enlightened audiences. We offer trending, grassroots, and purpose-driven content across a diverse range of interests. E360 TV is more than just watching programs. We offer the ability to interact with live shows connecting audiences to real, authentic influencers and storytellers while streaming to millions of devices. Real experiences. Raw conversations. One destination for it all. E360 TV.
When drug or alcohol addiction take over, things begin to disappear. Your friends, your family, and eventually, you. Recommended by Dr. Phil, New Method Wellness can help get your life back with individualized treatment plans for dual diagnosis clients. New Method Wellness provides the most highly credentialed treatment in a safe and welcome environment. Call New Method Wellness for your free consultation and ask about our national accreditations. Together, we can put the pieces back together.
Welcome back, everyone. If you're just joining us now, I'm Jaclyn Meyer. I'm the host of Own Your Wellness, and today's special guest is Jaclyn Strominger. Let's bring her back. Welcome. So before I ask any questions, I just have to point something out that I just noticed that's really funny to me. I was looking at the E360 TV commercial, and it was saying purpose-driven content, and a guy was strapping a microphone to his face. On purpose. That is really funny. I don't know if I can ever watch that one ever again without thinking about that. Anyway, sorry. It cracks me up. What can I say? So anyway, during the commercial break, I was thinking about this whole idea of, how it took 180 days for you to see like a major difference, but you saw something a little bit sooner than that. I just want to touch on the idea of, that we kind of live in a microwave society and, we want things right now. So I really appreciate the fact that, you're not promising something that's impossible. You're being honest about what to expect. And I mean, it's not like it's going to sprout and all of a sudden be a foot long in a month. I mean, that's not how it works. So what are some other things that, that you kind of run into that might be a misconception when it comes to either the product or women and, experiencing hair loss?
So I think it's a really good question. So, with ours, we do have, our density is one of those things that it's where you can see something, in after one wash, but a lot of the stuff it builds up. So what I see a lot of people say to me and about the products is that first of all, we have to figure out the right method for everybody because Jaclyn, you have your hair type. I have my hair type. Somebody else, Susie so-and-so is going to have her hair type. The products work on everybody. So what I say to everybody is you have to give it a little bit of time and figure out the right method of how the method is going to work for you. And that's where I always try to connect with people and say, how is it working? So that is one thing that, I hear people asking a lot of questions like, am I doing it the right way? Am I using it the right way? Because there's lots of different ways that you can use it. Like for me, I've got pretty thick hair. I do the square root every day, whether I wash it or whether I wash my hair or not. And that's actually one of the things I would want to share with people. And I do the method every single day, whether I wash it or not. So it's on wet or dry hair. And I use the density as a leave-in. But if you've got really, fine hair, it may be better for you to rinse it out. Kind of thing.
Yeah, because it might weigh it down.
So it's finding that balance. So a couple of things that I always like to share is that people, I think there's a misconception too on a couple of things is we don't need to wash our hair every day. I literally wash my hair, and I hope y'all don't get grossed out about this because I still work out once a week, sometimes twice, even if I've worked out.
That's the help. I mean, I know this to be healthy, so I'm going to support you 100% in how you take care of your hair. Just saying.
Right. So you don't need to wash every day, even if you sweat. So like I'll use the method and that square root and density, it literally refreshes, and it's almost like a wet, dry. I don't know really. I never understood what dry shampoo did for me because it never worked for me, but it literally will give me volume. And so I just spray it in and I just like restyle and I'm good to go. I literally can get ready in like 6 minutes or less with my hair, which is great because I'm also all about, time saving. I've got 2 kids, if I can make my morning go fast routine, it's all good. So washing our hair, we do not need to wash our hair every day. This is something that I didn't know is shampoo. You're supposed to shampoo goes on the top, rinse, whatever, repeat, wash again, and then conditioner. And the reason is think hair, like skincare. So the first wash is to get out any of the dirt and all that stuff that sits on top of the hair. The second wash actually takes the shampoo nutrients and puts it into the hair. And then you can condition. Kind of gets it ready. It's almost like cleanser, toner, moisturizer. So double wash and condition.
I like that. I know that's a good analogy too. I can relate to the toner and washing. Right? I mean, there's a couple times I've just washed my hair a couple times because I'm like, it still doesn't feel good to me. Yeah. I'm like you. I literally can't wash my hair that often. It would not look good. So
yeah. I was washing my hair. I was probably washing my hair every other day. And some days I would just put conditioner in. One of the things that I always knew, because my hair can be curlier or wave curl-ish. And so I used to condition on days that I didn't wash, I would just throw extra conditioner in. So curls like moisture and they like conditioner. So the more we have a couple of products that are just meant for curly girls, curly coily hair, and we just it really helps moisturize, and they're curly girl compliant. But even that being said, you don't necessarily need to again wash and condition your hair every day, but you can put a little bit of conditioner in when it's dry just to refresh.
Oh, fascinating. I like that idea. I just want to reiterate too that you mentioned for curly, it goes back to different kinds of hair, need different kinds of treatment. So one size does not fit all. It's like the rest of your body. The keto diet isn't meant for every person on the planet.
No, it's not. Right. And so that's the other thing that I also like to make sure we remind everybody, hair doesn't fall out overnight. Our hair doesn't get thin overnight. So like just as you were saying, it's not all going to grow back overnight. You will see differences and you'll start to see changes. But, again, if you're going to drop 100 pounds, the 100 pounds doesn't come off. It didn't come on overnight and it's not going to come off overnight. So you will see it does build on each other every day, in what you do. So it's they're building blocks. So you will see a healthy change. And it could be more like how I saw it, which was more like waking up one morning and thinking, wow, I'm really seeing a difference. And I wasn't looking for it. It was like, it feels different. It's performing different. It was easier to blow dry. It was easier to straighten. And it's actually a couple of the crazy benefits with it too, which I found. So I imagine this, I color my hair. So
You're a woman. Most women do.
I color my hair. So your color lasts longer.
Ooh,
So
I like
your color will last a lot longer. And your grays, so if you have gray hair, your grays actually, or like for me, your grays actually start coming in darker. Part of it actually has works with the melanin in your hair and the roots. So it actually helps change it. So it actually comes in darker. So you can go longer between colors. So it's actually going to be a cost saver. And those, for me, I noticed that my white wasn't as white. It was a little bit darker.
I like that idea. Yeah, I started going gray when I was 19. So, but my mom was completely gray by the time I think she was 18. So, I think, yeah, it's bizarre. I don't know. My hair is weird. And then the thing too, that people never seem to talk about too, and this has to do with hormones, I'm sure of it, is, that I don't have the same texture hair that I had when I was in my 20s. I don't. It's not anywhere near the same. And it's okay. I mean, it's different. And I just like the idea, though, of there being something that I can do that isn't like necessarily, because I'm never going to start taking a bunch of pills and things like that. I just won't do it. I don't know why. I just don't. But I'm always going to wash my hair.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So that's what I love is that, at least what I found as I started using these products, in particular the original method, my hair was going back to like the curl was coming back. It was, and the thickness of my hair was coming back, and it made it a lot easier for me to do my hair. I used to always be able to go wash and wear if I really wanted to with curls and whatnot. And I really was not able to. It was looking a mess. And I was looking at one of my old pictures, and I remember thinking I had taken a picture and I had posted, and I thought, well, I must have thought that I looked good that day because I posted that picture. But holy crow, I looked awful. I mean, like my hair looked awful and it looked thin. And I kept thinking, wow, what a difference. Just because, I mean, it really looks different. And I honestly can say that, I spent this weekend with my kids in Monterey, and it was really nice and easy to get up. I wet my hair, I put some product in, and I was able to wash and wear and literally walk out the door with it curly. And today I came back and I literally I put a brush through, a little bit of heat, and now I'm straight. So it makes a huge difference on time and and at least how I feel about myself. I'm not questioning how my hair looks. And it really, so you start, again, when you start to feel good up here, all of you starts to feel good. And it just, again, it creates a really good, healthy vibe. And you start to see a huge difference. So then it's that compound effect that starts, it helps your mindset, and it really has such a huge positive impact on everything else.
You bring up a really good point that I want to stress here too. It's like, there might be some viewers, I highly doubt this, but let's just pretend that there's a viewer out there. Oh, it's just hair, oh, blah, blah, blah. Like you're being vain. And my thing that I'm going to say, which maybe not, I'm going to not sugarcoat it, is how I'm going to say this is, it does matter how you look because it affects how you feel about yourself. And I don't know about you, but it's a lot easier to make healthy choices when you feel good about yourself than when you don't. Because then when was the last time you ate a gallon of ice cream because you were so happy? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's sometimes, they say it's an inside job for happiness, and that is true.
Yeah.
But also, if you can affect the inside with the outside, then yeah, because like I used to work in addiction recovery, and I talk about this a lot, but one of the signs of addiction is people stop washing. People stop taking care of themselves. One of the reasons that people lose their teeth, yes, it's because of drugs, but also because they don't care for them anymore. There's all these things that it's a sign that you're loving yourself when you start taking care of yourself again. So, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you want to do that? Now, there is somebody that's watching right now, Helene, and she made that wonderful comment. But she's been dealing with losing her hair through cancer treatments, and just somebody like that is like, you're going to tell her that it doesn't matter that she loses her hair. Yeah, it does matter.
Oh, it does matter.
It does matter. And I don't want anybody to feel bad about caring about that.
Yeah. No, it does matter. And we have people that, again, after their treatments, they started using the method, and it really, and this, square root in particular, and it really helped the hair come back and come back in a healthy way. Because, sometimes you'll hear people say, my hair came back after treatment. My hair used to be straight, now it came back curly. But this way, it really helps it come back, healthy. And that's what we want. And we love the fact that the products are, again, they're gluten-free, they're vegan, they're sulfite-free, paraben-free, made here in the United States, which is really important to me. We own the lab and we own the manufacturing, which was also really important to me, so we can control the entire process. So, it's our formula, we manufacture it, it goes out the door. And again, that's something that was really important to me, just because I've seen other products not have that chain. But I think it really matters, if I can help, again, if we can help somebody feel a little bit better after they've had a treatment, or they finish a treatment, and their hair is going to grow back faster, and then they know what they're putting on their head. Our scalp is part of our skin, which is one of our biggest organs. So if we know that we're putting something on here that's good, then we know that we're putting things, some bad stuff isn't going to seep in there, right?
Exactly. Right at your brain. Like right there.
Right. It's right at the top here, right? Right.
It's not like it was on, at the bottom of your foot and had to travel all the way up. It's literally right there.
It's right there. Right. It is right there.
So,
and I think I was going to say, one of the things that you just said too about helping other people, with, and having that ability to, with our mindset, what we feel when we're feeling good. I know it sounds kind of crazy. Again, our hair is, and this is really important, how we look and how we see ourselves. And I know this myself, and I laugh a little bit about the activewear revolution, so to speak, because I know myself, like if I'm wearing activewear, I may not feel ready for the day as ready for the day. Nothing wrong with activewear, but like if I know that if I'm dressed and I feel good here, like I am ready to take on the day versus.
It's like wearing your pajamas all day just because you can, it doesn't have the same effect as getting dressed. Not that there's anything wrong with pajamas or activewear.
But I feel like when you start your day and it's starting with a purpose and that you feel good, and it just has a whole snowball effect on the positive way of how you feel.
Exactly. It does. And one good decision, creates another one. And there's this fact, I guess, that whenever you make a healthy decision, you have a ripple effect of 4 people out. So whenever you make a healthy choice for yourself without anybody else involved, you literally make a healthy ripple out for other people, 4 people out, to make healthy decisions for themselves. So just by showing up for yourself, you are helping the world just by choosing something better. So that's something to keep in mind too. But the question that I want to ask, because it's coming into my mind, so I'm sure somebody watching is going to have this question too. So we go and we order this. How long does it take to arrive?
Well, I usually say it takes, give it 7 to 10 days at most. Usually it's faster, but just suffice to say 7 to 10 days, just in case something happens with our postal system.
Yeah, there's been some issues there. So that's fair. And then is this kind of like one of those where you're on a monthly kind of where you get sent stuff automatically, or do you have to keep ordering?
So lots of different ways you could do it. So you could order and just, you can go to the 30daystoGreatHair.com. You could grab the method, order it once, give it a try. If you do something called the Tea Insider, which is our subscribe and save VIP, whatever you want to call it, just call it a Tea Insider. It doesn't cost anything to do it. It does give you 20% off. It does give you free shipping. And it does also, you can also collect rewards, gives you 25% back in rewards. Mm-hmm. You can set it so that your auto ship is set out for 3 months and you can always move it out. I always tell people start at 3 months because I don't know how you're going to use it. You can always go in and edit it back or forward. You're not locked in. So the Tea Insider is a great way to get that discount. Or if you're just want a discount and you don't like auto ship, you could always grab a kit. We don't have any monthly anythings, even buying a kit. So I always just like to share like all 3 different ways that you can get the product. And everybody who, if you're doing the Tea Insider or just buying the method, anybody who's a brand new customer can get $10 off with that $10 coupon.
Nice. And you said that, and you mentioned they can get that on the website, right?
Yep, they can get that on the website. Yep, perfect. They get a link. I send them a link for that.
So here's another question that I don't know if you'll know the answer to, because this might not. Honestly, I'm not sure. So I'm just going to ask and see if you know. Yep. So because everybody's hair is different and that sort of thing, I know for me, when I use salon products that are, really fancy and nice and all that, they work great for a while, but then all of a sudden my hair gets really heavy and it starts to get greasy after like a day. And that's not right. So that doesn't happen. Like, that's not a normal thing, even if you have a different kind of hair.
No, it shouldn't happen. And I always say to people, if you're experiencing something where your hair is feeling heavy, then let's have a quick chat so that I can help you figure out how you're using it. And maybe we may have to just modify something and how you're using it. So the other thing is, the original method does not include any shampoo at all. It does have the leave-in conditioner or conditioning treatment density. So one of the things that I also like to talk to people about is the shampoos that they're using, because we have a volume shampoo and conditioner. So that's a duo. We have an infinity shampoo and conditioner. It's for drier hair. We have a purple shampoo and conditioner, which is for blonde and gray. Ours, by the way, which I love because it helps take out brassiness, is there's more moisture. It's not a drying purple shampoo. Some people have said that the purple shampoos that they use are drying. Ours is not. And then we have a co-wash for that curly, coily hair. So what I say to people sometimes is, don't just look at the set. Sometimes we might need to do a cocktail.
Okay.
It might be that if your hair might be, let's say, dry on the ends, but thinner, maybe we do the volume shampoo and the infinity conditioner, or vice versa. You know what I mean? Depending upon what we need to do. So I just like to, you don't have to like be in a mold.
You can customize.
We can right. We can customize for everybody. So that's something that I really like. And I really do like helping everybody with that too. Like, I have a girlfriend who, she actually just said that to me the other day. She's like, she's got blonde hair. She's losing some of it. She's had COVID, which is another way that people sometimes are losing their hair these days because of COVID. And so she was needing volume, but she also was dry. So I just suggested that we do the purple shampoo and the infinity conditioner. See how that goes. Try it. We may need to mix it up a little bit, but this way, I mean, again, you're not locked into just a set.
No, I like that idea too, because I've never, especially with skincare, I do not want to buy the entire, like, there's certain parts I'm just like never going to use, or I doesn't, but I like the idea of being able to mix and match, because like you said, maybe I'm greasy on top and like dry on the bottom, or hair can be different. So I love that idea that it doesn't have to look a certain way, that it is possible to find and address your particular issues, as opposed to, like you said, trying to be fit into the certain box.
Yep. Yeah. And we have, if anybody wants, they can message me, and we have a couple of different, for lack of a better word, quizzes. And I can send a link to, we have a hair quiz that will help you determine which method and which styling products might be right for you. And we have a separate one just for shampoos. So I can send them both to people so they can kind of get an idea. And then I actually, just so you know, I do get a copy of it. So I could call you and say, hey, like Julianne, this is what was recommended. What do you think about this? And let me tell you how you can best get those at the best deal. You have to understand, I'm always about a deal. If I can help you figure out the best way to get a deal, I'm going to do that, because I'm also all about helping people save money, because I know where things are right now. So,
well, I mean, especially when you have kids, it's like you need to save wherever you can, because kids are expensive.
They're really expensive.
They are. And they never stop. They always want. I mean, as an adult child, like my parents are still helping me from time to time with certain things. So I'm like, man, am I ever going to grow up? Maybe when I'm 60? I don't know.
I don't know. I think it's actually really good for us never to truly grow up. We always need to actually be having that, kid in us. But yes, I know. It's like,
exactly. No, it's just funny. No, I like that idea too. Of, just trying to save a little cash where you can, because why not? I mean, there's other things you could spend it on.
Right. And I love the fact that our stuff lasts, and people will say, oh my God, it will last for a really long time. And it does. It really does. So all of our products, all the hair products are flat $29.99. So there's ways, again, you can get $10 off. There's ways that, you do the tea insider and get 20% off and 25 back in rewards. But all the product overall is individually is $29.99. And then we do sell some of those things in bundles, so you can save, and like the method, instead of it being $89.99 as for 3, it's $79.99. So then if you use obviously the $10 coupon, it would be $69.99. We do have something that I think is also really important to let people know about, and that is we're also really all about the environment. So we have a recycle program. So if you start using the product and you need to reorder, I always tell everybody, save your bottles, because you just let me know. I try to put it out there as many times as I can to people, but we have a recycle program. So you can send back, for every bottle you send back, it's $5. So I always say, think about sending back 5 bottles. The first bottle is going to cover, that first $5 is going to probably cover your shipping. And then you'll get $25 back with mine. So it's really a great program. It's awesome.
It is. I'm so sorry. I just looked at the time. We gotta go. It is the end of the show. Oh my gosh. It's the first time I've ever done that. I was so interested in what you were saying. I was not paying attention. So my goodness. Okay, we gotta go. So I just want to say thank you so much for being on the show today. It has been an absolute pleasure, and you'll have to come back and join us again soon.
I would love to. And thank you so much, Julianne, for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great night. We got to bounce. We'll see you on Thursday. Yeah, that's when it is. The next one. I got to think about what day of the week it is. I can't even remember. It's just one of those things where it's like, now. All right. Anyway, we're out. We'll see you again soon. Bye, everyone.